The question that I get asked by people the most is, how do you talk to animals? Well, very easily. Animals communicate in pictures, feelings, and emotions. And they receive every picture and every feeling that is coming from you. And there is no way that we can't communicate with them, because we're communicating with them constantly. Every time we have a conversation, they hear it, they see it, and they feel it. No matter where you are, your animal can receive the pictures and feelings from you. You can be in the same room or you can be 100 miles away, because we're transmitting out like radios, and they are also. And when I talk to animals, I pick up that signal wherever they are. I literally am tuning in and finding that signal, and once I get that signal, I start to receive from the animal. And that's done through the magnetic fields in the universe. And this is how animals speak to each other. So all of us are actually talking to animals, and our language is reaching them. So how does it reach them, and how do they talk? We're talking verbally, and they understand our commands. They understand if we're sad, if we're happy, and we understand if they are too, because that shows on their body language. But there's so much more going on than that. The pictures we form in our minds, for instance, if I was to ask you where the Statue of Liberty is, you have an image in your mind of that. So you sort of see it with your imagination. Now that picture, whatever you're thinking about, you're forming pictures with your mind. But as children, we're often told that our imagination is not real. Well, it is, because we constantly use our imagination. We're using our imagination for projects, or if we're going on vacation, we're imagining what it's going to be like. So our imagination plays a big part in talking to our animals and everything else that we do. So the picture, if you're going on vacation, you're thinking about it, and you're visualizing pictures, they're going out. You're also feeling happy. So the animal will receive that picture and that feeling from you. So the animal immediately knows that you're going somewhere. Often it's not sure if it's going with you, but their picture comes straight to the animal from wherever you are, whether you're at your office, whether you're in the same room with your animal, they receive that picture from you, because their radio signal is tuned into your radio signal, and it's going backwards and forwards. Humans communicate verbally. Animals communicate in pictures, feelings, emotions, senses. And our animals learn our language too. Now, because animals speak through their feelings and emotions are very deep, and they feel things on a deep level. People often don't understand how intelligent they are and how they feel everything we're feeling. And when they feel something, they can feel it much deeper than many humans. It doesn't matter what we're doing, the animals understand our conversations each time we speak to our children or our spouses. And the longer they live with us, dogs and cats learn our language. And birds, particularly parrots, and anything from in the bird family that lives much longer than the domestic dog or cat, gets to be very bright and understands and learns the language very, very quickly, and is very smart because it lives longer to learn so many more things about our lives. In my book, there are 7 simple steps to communicating with your animal. Step number 1. Begin with a calm and tranquil mind, and seek out a calm and tranquil atmosphere for you and your animal. Step number 2. Say your animal's name telepathically in your mind to get its attention. Step number 3. Visualize your animal as you say its name. Step number 4. Send a picture of its physical body. Direct this to it along with its name. Step number 5. Ask if there is anything your pet would like you to do for it. Imagine your animal is sending an answer back to you, and accept whatever you receive in your imagination or with your feelings and emotions. Step number 6, always acknowledge the answer, whatever you receive back from your animal. Step number 7, continue to ask it other questions and remember to trust your imagination for what you are receiving back from your animal. As you can see, Ellie is in a wonderful state to receive telepathic communication, and the more relaxed your animal is, the better they receive your language. Even if they're sleeping, they still receive telepathic language on that level of communication. Now use your imagination while we're doing this exercise, because that is how you speak to your animals. Say your dog's name and then feel that you're in the park with your dog. Feel you're walking along with your dog and have that wonderful feeling going between you. The feeling of love, the animal being responsive to your feelings and emotions. Because how the animals speak is through their feelings and emotions. So we really have to heighten your awareness of your feelings and your emotions and your senses. And this is a wonderful exercise to do that, because already when you're aware of your feelings, emotions and senses, you're starting to begin to speak the animal's language. Already the animal is receiving these feelings, emotions and senses from you. As a walk in the park on a leash will not appeal to your cat, we're going to try another exercise specially for him. I want you to visualize that you are opening a tin of tuna or his favorite cat food. And then I want you to imagine smelling it and tasting it. Then feel that you're tossing it out towards your cat companion like you toss a ball to him. And then wait and see if you get a reaction. Don't be disappointed if you don't. Do the exercise a number of times, but don't do it too often at the same time, because he's going to get very bored with it. The next step is ask your animal if there is anything that you can do for him, and see if you receive anything back. When I say receiving anything back, I mean pay attention to your feelings and your emotions. Pay attention to the image you may receive in your mind. If you don't receive anything, just acknowledge that you have received something and just thank him. And then ask the question again and see again if you have a feeling or a picture or a sense of something. And it's very, very subtle. And trust your imagination. Really trust. Don't dismiss anything that you receive, whether it be a slight feeling of sadness or happiness or anxiety, or whether you think that you've imagined a picture. Because if you have, that's already your animal starting to communicate back to you. When you first start to communicate with your animal, you have to understand that you're opening channels that you possibly haven't ever opened before, because you're now using another part of your brain and the artistic side of your brain, and you're also starting to tune in to other vibrational frequencies. So be patient with yourself, and it may take a little time, but if you continue on with it, I know you will have success. If you practice these 7 steps on a regular basis, you'll very soon be speaking your animal's language.